Hello there. Have you ever heard of a Star Wars battle figure game called AttackTix? You may remember in a previous video that I found the rule book for that game. Well, I finally found where the figures were hidden away. They're in this pail. This is Unboxing the Boxes, my Star Wars collection, episode 53. The AttackTix battle figures. I was surprised and pleased to find this pail of AttackTix figures during this past week. I was kind of cleaning up one of the rooms. This game could be found in stores in around 2005, so about 16 years ago. The game was all about attacking your opponents. Some figures shot missiles, some kicked out with their feet, a few hit you with a massive paw, and there was a couple that used a force push to push your other opponent's figures over. Now, I do not have all the figures. In fact, the back of the game book here has a list of all the figures in Series 2, which I think these are all part of Series 2. Let's see how many this pail holds, shall we? But before I do, just got to remind you once again, like the video, leave a comment below, subscribe to this channel, and of course, hit notifications bell so that you are informed when new videos are posted. Now, let's get started. There are quite a few figures in this set, even a couple over on this side. There happens to be 4 figures that were part of the starter set. They were Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, a Wookie Commando, and a Clone Trooper. Now, you could buy more figures, and it was kind of like collecting cards to a certain degree, because there were 6 common figures, there were 10 rare figures, 14 super rare figures, 1 battle case, and 3 battle masters. Like I said, I don't have them all. We're going to find out which ones I have. These figures, according to the chart here, were divided into little subclasses. Of course, you had your Separatists, you had the Sith, you had the Empire, there was the Republic, of course you had to have Jedi, there was the Droid Army, of course a Wookiee, the Rebels, and finally the Bounty Hunters. It's going to be real interesting to see how many of these are in this pail. You already see the first one here. This happens to be a Wookie Captain. At first I thought this was Chewbacca, but no, he's wearing kind of something different. And he comes equipped with a very large gun that shoots a missile. You'll also notice that on the top of the stand is a number. This one happens to be 6. And that is how many, when it came time to move a figure, that is the maximum number of ticks, movements, that you could make with that figure. Also on the front of the figure, there are interesting tidbits about that character as far as the game goes. First of all, the little number there that I just counted or said was the ticks, that is considered the speed of the character. You have a point class value or point value of the figure here, and the Wookie Warrior happens to be a 30. You have the AttackTix class, which is the little symbol there. And then the name, of course, of the figure. And finally, the Star Wars class. I'm not going to get into what all that stuff is because that would take another video onto itself, just to explain how this all fits into the game. Right now, this video, I just want to show what the figures are. Are you ready for this? Let's get the game rules off to the side here. Get the pencil off of here. Like I said, this is the Wookie Warrior, or the Wookie Captain, and he does actually shoot a missile. So, actually this missile flies fairly far. It flies a good oh heck, I bet you 3 feet or so. The arm here does move. So that's what we're going to start with. The Wookie Warrior. I had to take that one out early just to kind of show you what it is. Let's move him over a little further. Let's find out what else we have. Well, of course, if you're really going to get into the game, you got to have the counter. They don't have dice, so you have a counter. And that's where R2-D2 comes in. R2-D2 is basically here because at the start of your turn, you press R2-D2's top. The window shows the number of attacks you can make for this turn. So you just kind of hit that, and the little thing spins in there, let it up, and it stops. And at this particular time, it says 1. I have 1 attack that I can make this turn. From what I understand, it could be from 1 to 4 attacks. So, you're hoping for the bigger number, of course. Okay, the first one we're going to pull out of here is one of the big ones. This is the Republic Gunship. This is under the Battle Masters class. And this is the only one I have of the 3 that come under the Battle Masters. Here again, you can see across the front here, we have the name. This is a number 70. It's a nice ship, and the ship actually does come off. There's a string here. I haven't played with it much, so I don't know what that all means. I'm sure there's probably something a little more in the instructions. But it does shoot a missile. Okay, that one didn't seem to have as much power of the Wookiee here. But it still shoots fairly decent. So, we'll put him over to the side here. And here again, you can see, you can hear the clicks. And this one happens to have 4 clicks that you can take. Okay, next in line, we have Darth Maul. Darth Maul is a number 30. He gets 10, a speed of 10 for clicks. What does Darth Maul do? Well, he swings his lightsaber. As you can see, you just turn him a little bit and he swings it over. So let's say he's coming up to the Wookiee. He can do that and hit the Wookiee. There we go. Knock the Wookiee over. That Wookiee's now done playing. So there's Darth Maul. Next one we have here is Newt Gunray. Now, in the movies, we never see Newt Gunray really with a big gun, especially a massive gun. And the guns on these characters are massive. All right? Because they have to have the shooting capabilities to blow away your opponent's characters. Newt Gunray has a speed of 6 and a point value of 30. Next, we have the Clone Captain. And as you can see, their hands do move up and down. So you can kind of turn them, move it up or down depending on how you want to shoot. There's a little flexibility here with these. The Clone Captain has a speed of 4, so he can do 4 clicks maximum per turn. And he has a point value of 20. Next, we have the Utopu Warrior. This one, he's got a massive gun that actually rests on his shoulder. So that one gives you a lot of area to move up and down with. And as far as his stats go, he has a speed of 4, and he is worth 10 points as far as his point value goes. Next, we have the V-Wing Pilot. The V-Wing Pilot. I don't remember the V-Wing Pilot right offhand. I'm going to have to go back and watch these movies, find out where these characters are. The V-Wing Pilot has a speed of 6 with a point value of 20. There again, a massive gun. Next, we have the Ark Pilot. He has a speed of 4, and his point value is 10. Nice looking figure. The next one is the Grievous Bodyguard. Remember these from Revenge of the Sith? He has a speed of 12. His point value is 10. And like Darth Maul, he basically spins and tries to knock over his opponents. For those of you who like the clones, there's a lot of clones in this one, it seems. This is a clone commander. As you can see, he's got a nice big gun, and I seem to be missing his bolt. Maybe it's at the bottom of the bucket or something. His speed is 6. His point value is 30. So there we have the clone commander. Next, we have the battle droid. This is a battle droid commander, actually. Once again, a big gun, so we can fire the missiles again. His speed is 6. His point value is 20. So there we have it, the clone commander. Now we have the scout trooper. So there again, nice big gun. Can you imagine if they would have had guns this big as far as their characters go in the movies? The clone commander, or the scout trooper, has a speed of 4. His point value is 10. Kind of nice figures, aren't they? For the size that they are. Okay, we have a medic droid. This one is a different kind of play. On the back of it, it says, set the pointer to 1 at the start of your turn. Twist to the next number. When the pointer reaches 1 again, return any one of your figures to play. So somewhere along the line, this can come into play. And as you can see on the bottom here, he actually has 5 numbers on there from 1 to 5. So I'll just click, 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 click. So there is the medic droid. The medic droid has a point value of 20. Okay, we have a clone trooper here. Clone trooper, once again with a big gun, can turn at the waist so that you can point it at somebody. Gun goes up and down in his hands a certain extent. The clone trooper has a speed of 4 with a point value of 10. Okay, let's start getting to the good guys here. We'll start with Plokun. Plokun is the first one that's come out now that doesn't have a lightsaber, doesn't have a missile shooter, doesn't turn at the waist. That's because Plokun has a force push. You see the big kind of invisible shield in front of him? That's because when you push the button here, it shoots out a force push so that you can try to force push your opponent's characters down. Okay, who else do we have? Well, of course, we have a random Jedi Knight. And this Jedi Knight, his arm moves again, as you can see, up and down. There again, grab his arm back and fling it forward so that he can knock people over with his lightsaber. This Jedi Knight has a movement of 10 and a point value of 10. So kind of maybe a little more powerful as far as his movement goes. Not quite so many points though that he's worth. Oh, next we have Kiari Mundi. We have Kiari Mundi. Here again, he's got a lightsaber, so take the lightsaber back and let it fling forward, trying to hit your opponent over. Kiari has 12, a speed of 12, and his point value is 20. Okay, we're getting more exciting here now because we're getting to the main characters. We got a lot of the minor characters out of the way, except for maybe these two. It's time to get to more well-known characters. More well-known characters after Neomdidian Captain. The Neomdidian Captain, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. One more guy. His hands go up and down. He's got the big blaster here. Now, the captain here, he has a speed of 6, and he's worth 30 points. Point value of 30, so kind of up there a bit. I think you're going to like the rest of these. First of all, let's go to Mace Windu. Mace Windu obviously is left-handed. Once again, he's got a force push. So he's right up there with Plokun as far as that goes. His speed is 6. His point value is 40, which is kind of amazing because the captain over here only has a 30. So he's not that far behind Mace Windu. Kind of surprised there. We'll put Mace Windu over here by Plokun. Next, we have Chewbacca. And if you remember at the beginning of the thing, I said someone's going to have a big hand. Well, Chewbacca has a big hand. So you can fling it at your... He's not flinging very well. Seems like he backhands better than he goes forehand. So what does Chewbacca have as far as his speed and point value? Well, Chewbacca has a speed of 10, which is fitting for a Wookiee, and has a point value of 20. So there we have it, Chewbacca with his enormous hand. The next one we have is Jango Fett. And of course, you know Jango Fett's going to have a big blaster. Look at that size of that thing. I think a Jedi would have a tough time getting close to him with that. As far as Jango goes, he's got a speed of 6 and a point value of 30. The next one is the battle droid. Well, the super battle droid, I should say. He's got a really big gun, as you can see, and his arms do move. You can tilt them up or down or whatever. He does swivel a little bit at the waist, not much though. But the battle droid, or the super battle droid, he has a speed of 6, and he has a point value of 20. Okay, I've kind of been working around these last 3 because, as far as I'm concerned, they're the most important ones out of this whole thing here. The first one, we're going to go with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And here we see Obi-Wan Kenobi has a force kick. So bring his kick back there and let her fly. Pretty good, huh? Obi-Wan has a speed of 12 and his point value of 20. We have 2 left. One of those is Han Solo. Once again, Han Solo, arms move, body tilts, or waist moves, arm moves. And Han Solo, you can see he would really love a big gun. So Han Solo has a speed of 6, and he has a 30 point value. Well, that leaves one more. The last one, and yes, I did happen to get him. That happens to be Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker, of course, has a lightsaber, which means that he is going to fling people with his lightsaber. I think we got to get this arm up because his lightsaber wasn't swinging too well. There we go, that's better. Swing that lightsaber, Luke. Swing it like you mean it. Now, what does Luke have as far as his speed? 12. Luke has a 12 speed, but he's only got a point value of 20. So I'm not sure how they come up with all these, but granted, Luke at this point, especially in his Tatooine attire, really wasn't a very powerful Jedi yet at that point. Now, if this would have been Return of the Jedi Luke, I have a feeling his point value would probably be a lot higher. So there we have it. My collection of AttackTix figures. How many do I have? Let's find out. Okay, I have 25 of the figures. Now, if we count up how many there was here, there's the 4 in the starter pack, and then 6 common, 10 rare, 14 super rare, and 3 Battle Masters. Well, as far as the regular figures go, we already know I only got 1 of the 3 of these. I do not have the battle case. So we'd have 34 figures. So that's not too bad. I have 25 of the 34 figures, which I feel is pretty darn good. Maybe someday I'm going to have to try to find the rest of them, just like a lot of the other things that I have where I don't have the whole set. But I'm happy I got these. So 25 plus this, 26 figures. Not bad. Not bad at all. What do you think of these things? Like I said, maybe later on at some point I will have to do a video on how the game is played and maybe get somebody to kind of guess with me here, and we'll actually try to play a little game and see how they do. But I have a feeling that is going to be a while because I still have a lot of stuff to go through. So once again, I would just like you to like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment. Which one of these figures is your favorite? Pick 3. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when new videos come out. That is all we have for today. So until next time, may the Force be with you and keep collecting!